Wait, what? It's dead already? That was so easy! Hello everybody, I am Flameless Soul, and today I welcome you back to Horizon Zero Dawn. And today, I want to talk to you all about words like and filler words, really. So let's get into the game, because we have quite the journey ahead of us. We need to get all the way up here. It's a long ways away. So, what I mean about, what I want to talk about in regards to those filler words is really an example of something that's hard to get across without experiencing it yourself. What I want you to do while watching this video, or after watching this video, before watching this video, whatever, is to start talking to yourself. Just talk about anything. Talk about talking to yourself. Talk about what's going on in your life. Just talk to yourself.
Maker's End. Not much farther now.
It's still pretty far.
I found an image of the woman I resemble on an ancient device. If she's my mother, why would there be traces of her all the way out here? So far from Noraland. I don't get it. Who is she?
Her name is Elizabeth Sobek.
You. Spying through my focus again? Well, go on. What do you know about her?
Stay on your present course. Before long, you'll know her as well as I do. Maybe better, but be wary. Maker's End is crawling with Eclipse troops. To help you deal with them, I've left some useful equipment just outside the ruins. Your focus will show the location.
I see something.
So while talking to yourself, I want you to acknowledge every time you use a word like or I want you to think about it and actively try to prevent your usage of those words. And something you might notice, and I notice it usually if I try and do this, I frequently try to practice these things to make... frequently try and practice these things to make videos higher quality, to up my commentary level. Is that as you try to limit your usage of filler words, you're actually going to experience this bizarre sort of pressure where you feel the need to fill that silence with something. Thanks.
Not a bad selection. I'll put those to use. Why are you doing this?
Because I want you to succeed. Good hunting. We'll talk later.
Wait! Damn him.
He definitely sounds like Zavala. And I know he's absolutely done other roles.
Acting's gods. The Eclipse and corrupted machines. Cooperating. One happy family.
He's absolutely done other roles, but I know him as Zavala. So, the cultists... I've known that there was a connection between the cultists and the corrupted machines for quite some time. But did Aloy just now recognize that? Mark. It's snowy up here, so I can't see anything.
These dig sites, they're massive.
And as you improve, though that pressure to fill the silence will go away, but as you are first starting out trying to eliminate your usage of those things, that pressure actually starts to feel like a physical thing instead of just a mental thing. And it starts to feel actually uncomfortable to avoid using them. Because we usually use them when we don't fully know what we want to
What
say.
do the old ones do here?
So, if we don't fully know what we want to say, we fill that silence with something to indicate that we are still talking, but we haven't found the correct words yet. Corruptor, that's unfortunate. I don't like corruptors. So, that pressure is coming from you realizing how much of your words are replaced with uhs and ums because you don't have a fully fleshed out sentence when you begin talking. And that's fine. Not having a sentence completely formed when you start speaking is completely acceptable. But it is seen as being more well-spoken if you, instead of using uhs and ums, you hold a minor silence for an instant and find the correct word to continue what you're saying. And obviously, not everyone is going to be perfect at it. I know for a fact I'm not amazing at it because I constantly use uhs, ums, likes, and so on. And I am trying to improve on that, and I'm trying to get better at general commentary, finishing my sentences, finishing my thoughts. Oh shit.
Black, chopping at hard ground. I miss Sunfall.
I'm not here.
Might have a man down.
So, the reason I want you to try and experience that for yourself is obviously the world would probably be much better off if everyone was fully capable of conveying their thoughts with ease. There'd be far less misunderstandings and far less arguments caused by those misunderstandings. But not everyone is super great at conveying their thoughts, whether it's past experience, lack of past experience. Some people only good at communicating through the sheer fact that they have
soaked from melted snow.
talked so much. And see, I just used it again. I just used another
I thought.
Yep, you thought, dude.
A corruptor. That might prove a challenge.
That dude. I don't want that dude alive when I actually go after the corruptor. I want as many of the humans eliminated as I can manage.
What was that?
That was me, sir, and that's me tricking you into running up towards this grass so that I can do this. Aloy, I would really prefer if you pulled him into the grass when you killed him.
Covering here?
Fighting at our side, Meridian will be ours once more.
I think it's just him. I haven't found many echo shells. Granted, I haven't played on my own in quite some time, so there hasn't been that much farming. Okay, now we're finally gonna go after this corruptor. Hector.
It won't hold.
Give it a scan. Didn't even stand a chance. It's interesting that as I get better at the game, enemies that like
Save
that
this
just
for later.
become completely outmatched by me. And it's not even just resources, it's actual ability to do anything against me. Is there going to be more enemies? We should probably proceed forward under the assumption that there will be. Probably. Another ancient vessel. So really, it's a question of, do you want to put in the
Another
effort to
explosion.
avoid using those words and sound like you know what you want to say, even if you have, well, no idea what you want to say? Because obviously, I don't always start a sentence that I know how to finish. Oh shit, there's cutscene. I'm glad I continued.
Rotate turret!
What the fuck is this?
And fire!
Sorry, guys.
All weapons operational. Time to get it moving, and be quick about it. No daydreaming.
Deathbringer.
Soon this demon will be up and running. Another Deathbringer to fill out the ranks.
Has to be one of the Deathbringers Olin talked about. Fitting name. I'll never get into that tower. Unless I destroy that thing first.
Okay, let's take a look at this. Repeater cannon turret. Gun turret. I don't have Terra Blast arrows, so I can't just knock things off, and I don't have the stuff to make Terra Blast arrows. As I mentioned before, we're going to aim our 2 Terra Blast arrows at the repeater cannon.
My focus. It stopped working.
I've disabled his focus. The rest is up to you.
I'll handle it.
Oh shit, I'm still in stealth armor.
Steam's blasting out.
I died pretty fast. Okay, we're going to try and eliminate everyone around the area before we take that on.
What was that?
That was you're a dumbass.
My focus. It stopped working.
I've disabled his focus. The rest is up to you.
I'll handle it. Steam's blasting out. I wonder if those are weak points.
Got a body over here!
Ignore the body, dude. Just come forward. Come forward and stay down. Because I really doubt my ability to take this thing on with all of these guys around.
Because you got anything better to do?
What the?
Alright, that's these guys. Okay, outfit switch time. Vent.
Hitting that thing really hurt it.
Okay. That's one component.
Find all you want. It won't help.
Wait, what? It's dead already? That was so easy. How much health did it have?
Did it. Those things pack a punch. All right. That Eclipse Officer had a focus. Let's see what's on it.
I'm insanely disappointed by this fight. I spent so much effort trying to do it right, and then it just dies. Like, instantly. Let's see, what do you have on your focus, good
Let's see what I
sir?
have to say.
And what's Unknown Caller Zavala got to say as well? Oh, this is so weird.
What is this?
The entity lives. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Did it just fry the focus from a distance? It just fried the focus
What
from
was
a
that?
distance.
Hades? Hey! Mysterious stranger, did you see that? No answer, huh? Figures. Things just keep getting stranger. I need to find a way inside the tower. Looks tight, but I can squeeze through.
Squeeze through! What's going down? What you gotta say? What is about to happen? So my standing theory is that Aloy's a clone.
One of these again.
Are we actually going to pass this one? Is it going to be intact this time? Because that's a 99% match. Yeah, no.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobak. Please step inside.
So the one back there was really just corrupted. Its information is just damaged. So even if it was a 99% match, it probably has a safety system to just be like, yo, part of the data's corrupted, so even if what we do have makes this...
Dr. Sobak, you are 355,510 days overdue for your meeting with Mr. Fowler. Please proceed to the 35th floor.
Wait. 350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
Yep, Aloy's a clone. Aloy's a clone. I can afford to go for a bit further. This is probably a really bad idea, though. It's probably going to be something like what happened back at Mother's Heart. Why am I always walking off of ledges? Constantly, I just walk off of ledges into random pits. That's just a thing that I do, apparently, is walk off into the pit.
The protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded. So that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to Black Quartz standard. Your words. Look, if you need me to fudge some projections, it's nothing we haven't done before.
I don't need fudged projections. I need a way to reassert control over the Heart's Timor swarm.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted. You're asking the impossible.
So, codes. They needed codes of some kind to control the machines. But they got out of control. Sounds bad.
You can't pay someone to do a job and then change the standards of the job. Like, yeah, you can, but you can't. Once the job is done, the job is done.
A Deathbringer. Or a statue of one, anyway. A machine built to kill. And they honored it?
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today. With over 25,000 human employees based in nations and corporate holdings.
What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your focus. They'll help you understand.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, no, we're not reading all of that. I'm sorry, guys. There are limitations to what I'll read in game when it comes to certain things that don't feel relevant. I will ignore them. We know what a corporation is. We don't need to read the definition of corporation.
Now, I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're Faro Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is... trust me. We will be exploiting a massive, growth opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across every pipeline within 36 hours.
So they were making machines, but then they stopped to make other kinds of weapons? Why?
If you determined that there was no way to control what you'd made, I guess it would make sense.
Not even old death. Nothing natural.
It would make sense to switch over to a different production type, completely overhaul your systems to try and create something to fix what you've done.
But I could get through.
Hey, reception, if that is your real name. What? To reception. Complaint. J. Freidkin. Wanna know who scheduled Indo Malay right next to Fresh Grounds? That would be me, Senior VP of Sales. Wanna know why? After that little hair-pulling incident, both sides increased their bids by 40%. I'll explain, because your receptionist-level brain probably requires it. Those two sides are fighting. And what do we sell? That's right, combat machines. We want them to hate each other. So they will try to fight each other with what? That's right, again, combat machines. Which they will pay us a lot of money for. So I suggest you go back to serving coffee with a blank smile and let me do my much more complicated job. Thanks a bunch, Mr. Freidkin, to you. See, that's where the issue with a company that makes lots of weapons comes from. Their primary sales comes from people who are dying. Or people who are fighting, at minimum. So they require people to be fighting. So if things start to turn peaceful, what are they gonna do? Well, they're not going to just stand idly by and let things turn peaceful, now are they? No, not down more. Did I miss something over here? I'm literally just leaping at walls at this point. I can't make this, can I? I died. That fall shouldn't have been enough to kill me, but it was. I don't even think it was 2 stories. I'm clearly missing something here, but I don't know what I'm missing. Okay, game puts me back by this ladder. This is where the game puts me.
Climb here.
Interesting, found this. Reception log. 9:54 a.m. Field Commandment Dang of the Indo-Malay Agriculture Combine arrived with his delegation. Refreshments to be served before their 10:15 a.m. sales presentation on the Chariot line. Per instruction, food will be vegetarian only. 10:07 a.m. Sanders Agnew, Vice President of Territorial Integrity from Fresh Grounds Coffee Global, arrived with his entourage. Refreshments to be served before their 10:30 a.m. sales presentation on the Chariot line. Per instruction, will use Fresh Grounds Tacoma blend, no artificial creamers. 10:12 a.m. So that happened. Called security and janitorial to clean up the coffee that was spilled. Actually, more like thrown. I wasn't aware that the Indo-Malay Combine grows coffee beans and that Fresh Grounds acquisition team has tried to take their fields by force. Repeatedly, I think Commandant Dang had Agnew by the hair for a second there. Who scheduled these things? I'm going to drop a line to sales. This can't happen again. What am I supposed to do? Game. I'm lost as fuck. Yeah, game. Explain to me what you want me to do. Do you want me to leap out here? No. How to make me feel stupid. Make it something that relies on me spotting where I need to jump. It's telling me to go up there. How? If you'd mind explaining to me how you intend me to do that. Finally found it. Holy hell. That took so long. Because I couldn't spot tiny little ledge beside other tiny little ledge.
Looks like the way up. What's left of it.
Okay, so we're going this way first instead. Spiritual Summit. Recent events have sharpened my perspective, and I think that I and FAS in general have been neglecting the spiritual side of things, not under any specific religious framework, of course, but in a more general sense, as in not giving enough thought to our shared values, hopes, and aspirations for the afterlife. I'd like you to reach out to religious leaders of every stripe with the intention of scheduling a conference soon. Very soon. I'll have more thoughts about the agenda later, but for now, let's put out some feelers and see if we can lock something in. Make it a big tent. No cooks. Yeah, cooks, but anyone with a credible audience. Kooks! With a credible audience. Let's go deluxe. Make it clear we'll spare no expense. Thanks, Ted. That's weird, Ted. You're a tech company. You're a tech company, aren't you, Ted? Automated log, all non-essential systems have entered hibernation. Automated log, full lockdown has been initiated. Due to the increased frequency of violent protests targeting the campus, the security of FAS employees can no longer be guaranteed. Therefore, we will have taken the difficult decision to shutter this facility indefinitely. Staff will be briefed on a block-by-block basis regarding proper procedure for archiving and/or disposal of project-related data and materials. Security and crisis teams will then conduct exit review before all areas are locked down. High priority alert. Priority messaging to all staff in E and F block. Treat the current lockdown situation as an exercise, but do not attempt to release the hatches or otherwise exit the building. A reminder that while high security personnel remain committed to employee safety during the current unfortunate events, personal firearms must be relinquished when presenting for identiscan. Additional public access roads en route to the campus have now been closed to relieve waiting time at the outer security cordons. High security reminds all staff that the campus remains off limits to the public. Following recent campus security issues, all staff are reminded that presenting for identiscan and displaying your security badge prominently at all times for image analytics are both mandatory. In light of recent acts of terrorism directed at the rapid transit system, HiSec now offers a Big Brother initiative to accompany staff traveling from off-site. Sign-up is required and strongly encouraged. So they had a lot of issues.
So people were angry at Faro, at the corporation. They blamed this place for something. Something bad.
The ACA-3 Scarab combines...
Oh, I have to stand here? Fuck you.
The ACA-3 Scarab combines conventional and information warfare capabilities in one package. Designed for high-speed, all-terrain reconnaissance. It boasts the world's highest survivability rating of any Scout-class autonomous agent. Maybe it's the Scarab's emergency biomass conversion systems that ensure it always makes it back to base, even if fuel supply lines have been interdicted. Or maybe it's the Scarab's ability to slave enemy robots to its own network. Now that's force multiplication. Add a prehensile manipulator arm that can handle...
So they're all just explanations about what the robots were designed for.
Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether you're...
Sounds sketchy as hell, dude. Now it's just more parkour. And I guess I have to be fine with that. We're going up to the 35th floor.
Frozen metal most of the way. Not making this easy, Dr. Sobek. If plants can find a way to hang on up here, guess I can too.
That's a really bad way to think of it, because plants can hang on to a lot of stuff that people can't. Plants can grow up sheer concrete walls. From up here, you can almost see what this place would have looked like before, with the snow going on and all. Just almost. Man, holograms are actually... Glad I made the jump! Holograms are actually, like... They are constantly pushed as, like, oh, this is so sci-fi, so high-tech. And then you look at them like, man, they're super color inaccurate. Why would I want this? Why would I want to watch a movie on this? It doesn't look good. You aren't serious, are you? No, it wasn't serious. I was thinking it was wanting me to make the jump. Like, a manual jump, not a controlled one like during the parkour sequences. Another problem to add to our big steaming pile. Apparently, fishermen in the Banda Sea captured video of a Hart's Timor Horus unit refueling via biomatter conversion along the shoreline of Palau Wetar on a pod of endangered dolphins, no less. Quite possibly the last of their kind. Not to get graphic, but it looks like what happened inside a blender, as if the robot was whipping up a big pink swirling milkshake of dolphin chum. Our suppression team has scrubbed it from 43 networks, but it's still propagating, so it's only a matter of time before it goes viral. Prepared statement feels grossly insufficient. Any suggestions? This one's a real stinker. Yep, because obviously a machine isn't going to care if the machine's only priority is getting back to base. It's not going to care about what type of dolphins it
Oh, yeah.
murders for
All it
biomass
takes is a
conversion.
few good handholds. All right.
Yeah,
Made it.
I wouldn't trust to
Wonder what we'll
climb this
find.
tower. It would be a really bad idea to
All
climb this
data
tower.
has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy Alpha privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
All right, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You've screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Another file has been recovered.
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel,
In emergencies.
and you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I'd...
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean.
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say. Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
Oh. Fuck.
The Faro robots threatened all life on Earth, but somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
A final file has been recovered.
Wow, that robot voice is so disgustingly terrible.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There has to be another way.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? This? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
What made her solution so terrible? What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected. Express lift opened.
So Project Zero Dawn, obviously he's not saying that it's so bad simply because of how much it was going to cost. If the cost was the only thing...
This doesn't add up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish.
Nice to meet you!
You really have no idea how monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected more of you.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's the one you choose.
I've been wondering what your name was for a long time.
Decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that Pharaoh robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it. And in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime, and what you want to know is my name.
I want to know
That's
what
my name. Now,
the project was.
Why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
I see his point. Again, I'm going with this one. I never really bothered to look at what the symbol is. It's a brain. So this is aggression, this is thinking, and this is compassion, I guess. My theory is that Aloy is a clone, so this... It doesn't make much sense for me as the player to get all bent up in whose Aloy's parents are. I say she's a clone, so obviously the machines are her parents, but her biological mother would technically be Sobek. I don't know his actual intelligence level, but I do see his point. I see where he's coming from, that what a lot of the stuff that Aloy is complaining about is kind of trivial in comparison to what he's looking for. To him, at least. To Aloy, her journey was to find find out where she came from and how she did. But at the same time, you do need some level of compassion. But we are going with I see your point because it was my first reaction to the problem.
All right, Silence. You've made your point. I came to these ruins hoping to learn more about this Elizabeth Sobek. And I have, but I still don't understand my connection to her. Or why the Eclipse is trying to kill me. Or who Hades is. No answers, just one question after another.
Exactly. Which is why it's time to expand your frame of inquiry. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Pharaoh robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The old one's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
Because I have more questions.
Not so fast, Silence. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
You're the one who came to me. You can suck mine. Tell me about the robots.
You said you've known for some time that Faro war machines destroyed the civilization of the old ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now, I never knew the full scope of their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of? Now, if that's enough talking, be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb. So quit complaining and answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
Aloy's got a brain on her head. She's like, look, you want the answers. I can get those answers, but I don't need to give you the answers. Okay. No, she's not still alive, but who's Hades?
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse describe him as a buried shadow.
I'd have to
some kind of
guess
devil.
he's
That thing
a machine.
that spoke to me outside, that made that focus explode. That was Hades. It didn't seem like a person or a machine. More like a phantom. With a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
I'd have to guess like an artificial
Because
intelligence
of my
of some
connection
kind.
to Elizabeth. Has to be.
Hades is using the Eclipse to resurrect Pharaoh robots.
But if Elizabeth found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself.
What are your intentions, my dude?
Who are you, Silence? And what are your intentions?
You really need to make this personal?
Yeah?
I'm
If
a
you're just
lone
planning to kill me
wanderer who left
too.
his tribe behind a long time ago. An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the Eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I am nothing if not independent.
She's not still alive,
Is
but let's
there
ask.
any chance that Elizabeth Sobek could still be alive somehow?
It's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals, mostly, an ancient word for medicine. But some were still trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics, they called it. But there were problems with it.
Yeah, if you freeze the water in a
Given
cell, you burst the
Elizabeth's
cell wall.
technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time.
Okay, final
You've been using
question.
my focus to spy on me. How's that possible?
Every focus emits a signal, a voice, that only other focuses can hear. I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
Okay.
Elizabeth told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists. as a ruin. The Asuram call it the Grave Horde.
Grave Horde? Cheery name.
You'll find it in the eastern mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved. Well, getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least. U.S. Robot Command next. To learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
I do have to ask you all, what do you think about filler words? What do you think about what's going on? I intentionally went with something that was insanely dumb and insanely pointless, like filler words, because I was expecting a lot of stuff. A lot of really important story content to come up. And I know I mentioned before that I didn't really care too much about the world before. But I was under the impression before that, to an extent, some of what we were dealing with was very reliant on something stupid. Like, what we were dealing with now was reliant on a technology that was invented before, but not exactly what we were dealing with. The whole Watchers and everything being shaped like animals didn't make much sense to me unless something else was trying to recreate these things in this age. But now knowing that they were actually designed back then to look like this and function the way that they do in some manner, I'm now slightly more interested in what was going on back then than I was previously. Not entirely invested. But regardless, guys, if you enjoyed this episode and you have any sort of comment, put it down below, as well as like the video to show your support for my channel if you haven't already, and for everyone who's already done both, but for some reason isn't subscribed to catch the next video or live stream, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to turn on notifications. And remember, guys, smile, because every day you get better at talking, right? Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.